talking with a bishop in eastern North Carolina over a decade ago about the rector openings in his diocese. Now, the bishop's son had played college baseball and then moved on to the minors, so it made sense that he compared building a baseball team to finding clergy in open spaces. He said it was always beneficial to try to find and to understand the uniqueness of each church to match it to a minister's skill set. And like a smart coach, he was always thinking about building his team even when he had a full roster. Building a team is how Matthew's gospel starts today. Jesus summoned the 12, calls them by name, and then sent them out to the lost sheep of Israel. Their game plan was to show how the kingdom of heaven has come near. For us last Sunday, we said goodbye to Lauren, our parish administrator, and communicated that in 2 weeks we will welcome Coco Provence. This time last year, we finally had filled our staff, and I am aware that when these shifts happen, it affects all of us, not just the staff. You see, we become accustomed to how the previous person interacted with us. In my 2 years since I joined you here, I have heard all the names of the previous staff team players. And God reminds us of the fluidity of people who come into our lives and encourages us to get to know them. Instead of taking a wait-and-see approach, we are called to move in to the unknown. But the church's charge remains the same, to share and to participate that the kingdom of heaven has come near. 500 years ago, St. Ignatius of Loyola said, "Love is the path that leads up to God." You are all traveling companions. The urgency of Jesus' message to the church is to join in the ministry of bringing in the kingdom. We start by seeking to know our travel companions, to open up a space so that we can truly travel as one with anyone who joins us. There is an urgency, not a hesitancy, because the work that follows, Jesus built his team and said, "Go now, cure the sick, raise the dead, cleanse the lepers, cast out demons." The work of the kingdom coming near begins by welcoming sheep towards a shared path through love. What does this look like? On Thursday night, I went to a Flying Squirrels game with the staff community and their families of collegiate school where my wife Monica works. And I looked around at the 100 or so faces of people who've gathered in the stifling summer heat. They were there in celebration of being traveling companions. I saw more people engaged in cookout conversation than those who were actually watching the game. It's a reminder that sometimes it's not the event that brings us there. It's not the event that becomes our focus, but it's the community. I met more people than I saw familiar faces. We were being fed. And then yesterday, we went and attended an all-day pilgrimage called Walking with the Enslaved, the church's role in slavery pilgrimage. A pilgrimage crafted by the members at St. Philip's and St. Paul's churches. 24 or so people walked or rode on a bus through the portions of Richmond's slave trail. Making it an intentional community meant leaning into these strangers who moved along with us. It was kind of like doing the Stations of the Cross. We had a simple liturgy. The story slowly unfolded. We even had music with a cantor. Starting down at Manchester Docks, moving to places like the Capitol and Monumental Church, Reconciliation Statue, and Lumpkin's Jail. We listened, reflected, and prayed. Then we broke bread together over lunch, had some reflection time alone and then in groups. But before we met in our small groups, we were asked to do the most hated thing: do not sit with anyone you know. It was a God experience, a movement with strangers. We were in the action of bringing God's kingdom near. New Testament scholar William Barclay said that in Jesus' time, the priest would have said that religion consists of sacrifice. The scribe would have said that religion consists of the law. But Jesus Christ said that religion consists of love. How do we celebrate the love we have for God? Community is always the start of that answer. For me, in looking for new staff, it's seeking people who want to continue to do the work that is best for the whole community. It means to move away from a personal preference and desire to a place of discernment. For us as Christians, this discerning reveals a deeper love for the community in which we travel with. It is not what one wants. It's about getting to know God alive in someone else, listening to their gifts held up to the backdrop of our community. In this approach, together we can live into that action of bringing God's kingdom near, where we begin as traveling companions by showing and inviting others along the path. This time next Sunday, Madeline, Marissa, and I will be traveling together to Taizé, France. For 1 week, we'll live in an intentional community with travelers from all over the globe. We'll worship 3 times a day, meet in small groups, and listen to what we might learn. We will share with you each day what we've observed through an email that will be sent out. And we hope to bring back into our shared life experience together what we have gathered, bringing the experience back not only for us here already, but also for potential traveler companions who've not journeyed with us yet. I imagine some of you will travel this summer too. What strangers might you hear about God's activity in their life and bring that experience back into our lives? You see, this gives us the vastness perspective of God's kingdom. New perspectives prepare us for the next stages of our shared journey that will only be revealed to us in God's time. But we do this work now of allowing the kingdom to draw near by opening ourselves up, opening our ears up to listen to others and see what we might find together. Amen.